Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Kim and welcome back to Uncommonkim. Hello. Editing Kim has appeared already. Very random, I know. But a clip corrupted and it just so happened to be the introduction to this video. Basically, I thought I would do a video where I read a certain author for the first time. It's a very hyped author in some ways, a very old author in another, and I've never read anything by them, but I own quite a few of their books. And I have decided I'm going to read my first ever Stephen King, and I'm going to read Carrie. Obviously, at this very point in time, I've read it. But this is me introducing the video. I know nothing about this book in the slightest at the beginning of the video. I've never watched anything, but yeah. Basically, I'm going to read Stephen King for the very first time, and I thought I would take you along with me and give you all my thoughts and feelings. Now, let's go over to past Kim. But yeah, the main one that comes to mind is the one, it's like her dressed all in white. I believe she has blonde hair, and then she's just covered in blood. That's what comes to mind when someone says Carrie, Stephen King's Carrie. That's what comes to mind for me. I haven't watched the film, or I literally know nothing apart from what the synopsis just told me. So yeah, I'm quite excited to read this one. I've had this idea for a long time, so I'm glad I am finally getting around to it. So yeah, let's read my first ever Stephen King. I'm back to give you a bit of an update on Carrie. I am 114 pages in and I've just reached part 2. So far I'm really enjoying the writing. I'm finding it very easy to read, very easy to kind of read through. I'm quite enjoying my time as well. Very predictable, however, and obviously I don't know anything about Carrie in general. I've not watched the film, I literally don't know anything. But it's very predictable in the sense of you know what's going to come. It's just a matter of waiting for it to come. But I am enjoying it, and I'm finding the writing really easy to read, which I didn't think I would, as I have been told that he can, you know, tumble on a bit and over explain everything. But I think because this is so short, he hasn't really got time to do that. But yeah, I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying Carrie, kind of the bits where she can use her like telekinesis. I hate her mum, but I think you're meant to. Every time her mum's in a chapter, I just kind of want to slap her, but you know, it is what it is. You have your typical snotty teenagers who think they know better than everyone else, and I also want to slap them, or spoiled brats, shall we say, and they're also really annoying. But I am enjoying the aspect of the book where you have the parts where you follow Carrie, but then you also have like newspapers or books from the past that are kind of like in between like Carrie's chapters. So we have one that keeps coming up. So from the shadow exploded, page 60 to 61, and then it kind of goes into details about like research has been done into Carrie, and then there's one there's a character that we follow, and she's written a book in the future, and it's her talking about her points of view from this time period and things like that, and I am quite enjoying that because it's just something a bit different, instead of kind of just the general plot and general just listening to Carrie the entire time. We are then following other characters during this time and what they're doing. It's not very gruesome at all, really. We've literally just had a chapter that wasn't, you know, a very nice chapter, but like it wasn't like hard to read or anything. It was quite, it is what it is kind of thing. But yeah, I am quite enjoying my time. There's been also little droplets of like what's to come throughout, so certain characters that are gonna die and things like that are mentioned in like the kind of articles and the other little chapters. Like it'll like come up saying, well, this person is dead, and it's like, oh, okay, nice. Thank you for telling me before I've even got to that point, but it is what it is. So I'm now going to go and read part 2, which is literally, so this is part 2 here, this middle bit, and then we do have part 3, but part 3 is literally, I don't know, like this. There's like hardly anything, maybe like 5 or 6 pages. So I'm going to come back and I'll update you after I've read part 2, and then I'll read part 3, and then we'll kind of like wrap this up. But yeah, so far I'm having a good time. It was feeling like a bit of a 5-star, but I've now more feeling a 4-star, I think, which I think is a good rating for a Stephen King, since he does get a lot of shit from a lot of his other stuff. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, I'll come back and I will update you when I have read part 2. Hello. So I have come to give you my final updates on Carrie by Stephen King. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed my time with this. I found it very fast paced. It was predictable to a point. I found after kind of the blood bit, shall I say, happens, I actually had no idea what was going on. I thought that was just kind of be it, but it was so much more than that, and I found that really good. Only thing I will say is there's a few racial slurs. I'm assuming it's just the way Stephen King writes or used to write, which I was a bit like, ooh. I don't know how I feel about that, so that's kind of why I got a 4-star for me. but I mean, it must just be him, and this book is quite old, so also probably has something to do with that. I'm not sure when this was first published. Oh, 1974. That might be why. So yeah, that was the only reason I didn't give it a 5. Otherwise, I really enjoyed myself. I enjoyed following Carrie, and bless her, the thoughts and feelings she had throughout, and also really loved following Sue. Very good to kind of get another perspective on the matter, but I also did enjoy the kind of the newspaper articles, the parts from books. Towards the end we had interviews from police to a character in the book. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I had a good time. Really enjoyed myself. I listened to the audiobook while reading this, and I will say the narrator is actually really good. I think the narrator does a really good job of going between characters and expressing how each of those characters are feeling, but also does a really good job of being inside Carrie's head, which I think is very important when it comes to this book. So yeah, for my first Stephen King, it gets a 4-star. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have read Carrie and what your overall thoughts were. And like I said, I have a lot more Stephen King on my TBR that I want to read, so hopefully I can get to those at some point. Maybe I'll do another Stephen King vlog. Let me know if you'd like to see that. Like the video if you enjoyed. Leave a blood drip emoji if you made it to the end of the video and don't know what else to say. Subscribe if you're new, as we are on the way to 400 subscribers, and I will see you all soon for another video.